Hello, class. Welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk to you about cells and their organelles. We're going to be talking about two different types of cells: the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. Okay, so make sure to review this information. Make sure to study it before you get to class, um, because we're going to build up on this knowledge once I see you in class. Okay. So feel free to pause the video, feel free to rewatch it if you need to. Feel free to watch it at your own pace. Okay? And watch it as many times as needed. Let's get started. So, the cell and its organelles. So, the first type of cell that we're going to be talking about is the prokaryotic cell. Okay, there's two kingdoms where you can find the prokaryotic cell. You can find them in bacteria, and you can also find it in archaea. Okay, the prokaryotic cell, here's an image of it. It looks almost like a capsule with like a little tail. All right, that little tail is called the flagellum. The flagellum actually allows the cell to move around in space. It kind of propels the cell moving in a wavy motion to allow the cell to move forward. The prokaryotic cell also has a cell wall. You can see the different layers. It has a capsule, and then it has a cell wall, and then finally it has a plasma membrane. Okay, you will also notice that a capsule and a cell wall, uh, those are not always found in other types of cell, but in prokaryotic, they tend to be very common. You also have those little hair-like projections coming out of the capsule that are called pilas that also help a little bit with mobility. And then inside the capsule, inside the cell, you have a space called the cytoplasm. Okay, and the cytoplasm, that's common characteristic in all cells. The cytoplasm, it's almost like a gel-like structure that has a lot of ions, it has a lot of molecules, proteins. That's where stuff moves around inside the cell. And then you can see those purple circular molecules inside the capsule. That's called the nucleoid. Okay, and that's where you can find the DNA of the prokaryote. Okay, some common characteristics of the prokaryotic cell: the DNA is circular, and the DNA can be found inside the nucleoid. Okay, and also another thing that is unique to prokaryotes, they're always single-celled organisms. Now let's go ahead and move on to the eukaryotic cell. Okay, here's a picture of a eukaryotic cell. At this point, I want you to pause the video for a few seconds and spend some time taking a look at the cell. I want you to identify some of the things that you notice that are different between the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cell. Okay, so take your time, and when you're ready, continue the video. All right, so as you can see, the eukaryotic cell is a lot more complex than the prokaryotic cell. Okay, and one of the reasons is because the eukaryotic cell has membrane-bound organelles. You can see that inside the cell, there's a lot more structures into it. You have things like the ribosomes, you have things like endoplasmic reticulum, you have the mitochondria, you have a nucleus, you have the rough endoplasmic reticulum. We'll go more in detail about the specific characteristics and functions of each one of these organelles. Okay, for now, I just want you to focus on the main differences between the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cell. So where can you find eukaryotes? Well, eukaryotes are all the way around you. Okay, humans have eukaryotic cells. Okay, we are considered eukaryotes because our cells are eukaryotic cells. You can also find them in plants. Plants are also considered eukaryotes, animals, fungi, and protists. Okay, I don't have a picture of a protist, but they also belong in the eukaryote category, just like us. notice the diversity within the eukaryotes. Okay, even though our cells share a lot of characteristics, we're still very different. Okay, you will also learn later in class that not all eukaryotic cells are the same. For example, plant cells and fungi cells, they tend to have a cell wall that are made of different proteins. We'll cover that later in the next chapter. So right here, characteristics of eukaryotes. Okay, so like I said, eukaryotes are more complex than prokaryotic cells. They tend to be bigger, and they also have membrane-bound organelles. Okay, which is like one of the key ways that you can differentiate between a eukaryote and a prokaryote. Okay, another important characteristic about the eukaryotes is that they have a nucleus. Okay, so the nucleus is this purple part, this circular purple part that is in the center of the cell. Okay, inside the nucleus is where the cell contains the DNA. Okay, one key difference between the eukaryotes and the prokaryotes is that the eukaryotes have linear arrangement in the DNA. Right? Remember how I mentioned that the prokaryotes have circular DNA? So the DNA arrangement inside the eukaryote, inside the nucleus, it's linear. Another important characteristic about eukaryotes is that they're usually multicellular. Okay, for example, as humans, we're not made of one cell; we're made of, millions of cells. Okay, they can also be unicellular, single-celled organisms. Can also be eukaryotes, but most of the time they're multicellular, meaning that they have multiple cells. The organism is made out of multiple arrangement of cells. Okay. Finally, a few organelles to remember for class. We will be covering more detail about these organelles in class. Are the nucleus, the plasma membrane, and the mitochondria. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, the nucleus is this big central portion of the cell. Okay, where the DNA is contained. The mitochondria is this little part over here. You can see that it has you can see that the inside, right, there's some folds inside the mitochondria. And the reason for that is to increase the surface area inside the mitochondria. The mitochondria is responsible to provide energy for the entire cell. It's the it's the organelle that produces ATP, which is what the cell uses for energy. And finally, the plasma membrane. Well, that's basically like the boundaries of the cell, the outside. Okay, the plasma membrane is what protects the cell from invaders, from foreign substances. Okay, you can think of the plasma membrane as the border of the cell. Okay, and the plasma membrane, it's very important for the cell because it keeps it alive. Okay, it protects the cell from being attacked, or from unwanted substances from getting into the cell too. Okay, if the plasma membrane gets destroyed, then the cell will get destroyed completely. Okay, because water can get in, molecules can get in, and then the cell would just think of it as like a balloon, right? The balloon, you have the outside, and you can think of the layer, right, as the plasma membrane. Okay, and once you pop it, the balloon kind of like explodes, right? It completely falls apart without the plasma membrane. Okay, so you can think of it like that. All right, so like I said, I want you guys to rewatch the video if you feel the need to, and to remember the things that I mentioned in this video for next class. All right, thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.